So I have been doing this for the past couple months and I realized that I was not planning to, but I'm glad that I implemented it. But every month I jump on and I just kind of talk to you guys at the beginning of the month. We're a couple days in since it's the 10th, but as you all can imagine, with the travel delays, Friendsgiving coming up, Black Friday around the corner, everything else, it has been crazy on my end. But if you are catching the replay, be sure to type Team Replay in the chat. Let me know where you're checking in from. You guys know I love connecting with you. Hopefully a couple of you guys can jump on here. I'm going to go in here really quick and see if I can edit because I learned how to keep trolls out the live. So I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do it while I am on here. But pop in, say hi. You guys know I miss you all so much. Hey, DTL Travel. Hey, girl. I wanted to call you. I'm trying to leave you alone today. But just wanted to kind of come on because I have not seen you guys in a minute. And it is a super busy month for me. If you don't know, my biggest group cruise of the year is Friendsgiving. It just so happens to be happening next week. And we are in the midst of this whole travel crisis. Jamaica has issues going on, which does not affect this group cruise, luckily, but it does affect me as a travel agent because I've been kind of fielding some things there. But y'all, it is just crazy all over. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. Hey, Big Wayne, good to see you. Hi, Ashley. Welcome in. But yeah, y'all, so I just wanted to shoot the breeze with y'all real quick. Lots of things going on in my life. Check in with you guys. Hey, Michelle. Welcome in. So I'm so happy to see everybody that's going to be joining the cruise. And I guess we are down to 9 days now, 10 days. I've lost count. But so Friendsgiving for this year, we're going on Virgin Voyages, Scarlet Lady, which I have not been on in 2 years. And Scarlet Lady has gotten a little bit of a glow up since the last time I was on her. So I'm excited to be back on that ship. We are going to Grand Turk, so Turks and Caicos, and to Bimini, Bahamas. So it's going to be 5 nights. We have 50 travelers this year. Y'all. Yeah. Okay. So my first year there was 33. The second year we dropped down to like 20 something. This 50, I don't even know how this happened. Like I always say, I don't feel like I do a good enough job marketing it. I think I did better this year than the previous years, but I could not imagine having this many people coming. And I am a little bit relieved that it seems like the shutdown may be coming to an end, but y'all, I haven't been so worried. Because if you don't know, so many of the travelers that come on my group cruise are first-time travelers or first-time cruisers for sure. But I get a lot of like first-time solo travelers. So we don't need no more craziness coming in. Believe it or not, here in Atlanta today, we just had some snow flurries falling. And I'm like, look, we can't have nothing else. I need everything to get in here and sit down. The weather comes sit down. The flights, everything needs to just act accordingly because I can't take no more stress. Like, we don't need nothing else going on. Hey, Seawood60, good to see you. Michelle said, we are scheduling trains, planes, and automobiles to get there. Yo, let me tell you how much these travelers, so we have a group chat and we've been texting over the weekend. People have been looking at Amtrak trains. Even I priced it for me, to be honest, because if nothing else, I have to make this cruise. So the Amtrak is like 43 hours from Atlanta. And I think that it makes like a couple of minor stops, but I was like, I just can't do that. So I started looking up Greyhound. Now, I used to be a megabus girl. Now, I used to ride the megabus from Memphis to Atlanta faithfully. So I was like, this bus situation might not be so bad. It's showing like 14 hours. You would leave at midnight and get to Miami at like 2:30 in the afternoon. That is my like final like last stretch. Nothing else has worked. That's gonna be what I have to do the day of. I hope it doesn't come down to that. I'm hoping the flights work out for me. I've purchased 2 flights to get to Florida now, one into Miami and one into Fort Lauderdale. And I have a whole little strategy of how of what I think is working. I check Atlanta's cancellations every day, but I am in the thick of this thing, y'all. I had 4 clients leave this weekend. This is the first time I've had clients that sailed out of San Juan and Miami and left the same day. So it's just been heavy. It's been a heavy weekend. Like, it really almost spiraled me into a depression. But I was like, look, it's going to work out. It's going to have to work out. Luckily, Virgin put out a letter. So if you, whether you're sailing with me or with Virgin Voyages at all, they did post something on their social media and across everywhere saying that if your flight was canceled, you can show them your cancellation information and they will turn your cruise into a future voyage credit, and you can use that from a year from the date that you get that credit. So kudos to Virgin Voyages. Like, y'all know I be singing praises of Virgin Voyages, but it's stuff like that that took such a big, it was such a relief for me and took so much pressure off of me, because that's my biggest thing. Some of my clients have insurance, some don't. The insurance is very finicky when it comes down to the government shutdown. So this is just some general information if you all don't know. What they call it is an event or an occurrence, and once that has already been underway, they consider your trip, or the whole thing, to be preventable and foreseeable. So this shutdown happened October 1st. So if you did not have your insurance in place before September 30th, you were SOL with many of the insurance policies. So that is something that has been really frustrating to deal with. That's just kind of the way insurance works. But if you guys didn't know that, so that goes for like if there's any kind of emergency that happens, like a hurricane, you can't just run and buy your insurance because a hurricane is already formed, because they consider that to be foreseeable. So yeah, we've been navigating that and working through that. It's just some of everything going on. DTL, thank you for telling everybody to hit that like button. I appreciate it. Thank you for the congratulations. Yeah, fingers are crossed, but I think it'll work out, okay. It'll work out how it needs to work out. I just have a feeling it is. I was stressed for like Friday, and then something hit me Saturday where it was like, but every group cruise, there has been something going on for me this year. So this is my third cruise of the year. And to be honest, this is the year I'm ready to see go, because every time there has been something going on. But, it is what it is. But, of course, if you guys don't know me, or you're just popping into a live for the first time, I talk about solo travel. So always feel free to ask me any questions you have about solo travel and cruising. I love talking about that. We'll definitely talk about any aspect of that you guys want to. My favorite cruise line is Virgin Voyages, but I sell any cruise line that I can afford and get space on. I will say MSC is becoming, it's up there on my list, surprisingly. So if you're looking for like a more affordable cruise that's a little bit more of the luxury end, they kind of have more of a European feel, MSC would be good. And MSC actually just added their MSC Seascape ship to Galveston. So if you are in Texas, if you're in LA, might be easier for you to get down to Houston, the Houston area, to get on MSC Seascape. But I've been watching videos of them all weekend, so super excited that they got that nice big ship there. Of course, Carnival Jubilee is there, so there are going to be some different options for places to cruise out of and get on these larger ships. I haven't sailed out of there yet, but hopefully I get to next year. Hi Polish, Boxhead 5760. I'm gonna go on a cruise ship in a plane travel. Okay. I'm a little confused by what that means. I'm sure it's some word in there that's not supposed to be in there, but yeah. But thanks for being here. But what do you guys want to talk about? We have been talking about Black Friday deals being around the corner. Y'all, the Black Friday deals are looking very scarce this year. Like, I don't know what the issue is. Virgin Voyages is currently having a preview sale. On the last live, I was talking to you guys about them changing their pricing. So now they have kind of a 3-tiered, almost 4-tiered option for pricing. The way that I will tell you guys, if you book with me, I'm going to always recommend that you do the essential option, which is going to be that middle option, because it is going to allow you to get access to your restaurants, to book them in the app 45 days before you're sailing. You're going to be able to change out that second person that's in the room with you, and you're also going to have better internet and just more flexibility overall. So that is going to be the option that I am going to recommend for you as well, because that's the one that allows me to choose your placement on the ship. And I already know how y'all be. If I put y'all in a room, or you get one of the options that doesn't allow you to choose your room, and you get something that's loud, y'all gonna be mad at me. And I'm gonna say, I told you not to get that option because I couldn't change the room. So it's all about looking out for you guys and giving you the best options. We want to be able to choose our room when we can. So go at least essential, premium if you want to. It includes additional money to buy drinks on the ship, you get $15 a day, which is great. Hey, Datina girl. Datina just got her upgrade. I saw that. I see you on the ship. Cannot wait to see you. So we got a couple people in here that are going to be on the Friendsgiving cruise. Big Wayne said, what Virgin ship should I go on first? Anyone that you can get a hold of. They are all practically the same. Visually, they're pretty much the same. Virgin is getting to where they are making little changes in the restaurants, mostly with differences. But any of them would be great. The 4 ships kind of move around. Brilliant Lady, which is the newest, which just came out in September, started in New York. And it's going to be the ship that goes through the Panama Canal and goes over to LA and moves around that way. So Brilliant Lady is the newest if you want to get on the newest experience, and the restaurant Rojo is different there. I put out a video kind of giving a preview of that. Hopefully I can get a little more content and talk a little bit more about Rojo, but it was really good when I previewed it. Scarlet Lady is the one that is currently out of Miami and going to the Caribbean. So it's going to do your 4 and 5 day sailings. So if you're looking to go in the next, I would say 3-4-ish months, you're probably going to be on Scarlet Lady if you want to leave out of Miami. Valiant Lady is in San Juan, so that's going to be the one that does like your St. Lucia, Aruba, Curacao, if you want to do the Southern Caribbean. So it's all about where you want to go, but any Virgin ship is a great choice. So any of them, you can't go wrong. Yay to the upgrade. Yeah, girl, I was so happy for you. I need to submit an upgrade. So if y'all don't know, Virgin will allow you to submit an upgrade and bid a certain amount so that you can kind of get like a better room for a little bit cheaper. And I currently have a balcony cabin, but I really want an XL because I want to try one. I can't remember what the bid amount was, but it just depends on whatever is going on that particular sailing, how many rooms they have open, if they allow you to get the bid. So I have seen a couple bids come through for my sailors this year, which is good because I normally don't see this many of them get approved. There's usually like one here or there. And a lot of people usually don't do the upgrade, but this year they keep getting them. So Virgin is making those moves around the ship. Hey Morgan, hi Jen, can't wait to meet you next week. I'm trying to get my looks together. Girl, me too. Let me tell you what happened with my hair. So y'all know, okay, y'all don't know, but I'm gonna tell y'all. So I usually try to like update the hair, put my Miracle Grow on at the beginning of the year. So usually by the time we get to the end of the year, I clip it because y'all know hair extensions, as they get older, they start getting frizzy and messed up. So I guess the last 3 months, my hair was clipped to like right here. And those bundles started out at a good 24. I decided to try this new company that's been going viral here in Atlanta, trying to save a buck and get some hair. Well, I go to the shop, and I should have done this last week, but I decided to wait till the last minute to go in there, and they were out of everything. And normally I'll get like 24 inches, but this is a whole 26. This is a lot of hair, especially when my hair was like right here the last time. This is a lot of extra hair. So I'm going to be swinging it, okay? Swinging on vacation. I need to hit this water, hit this ocean when we get in Bimini. But y'all, I was like, this is too much hair. I don't like curling it. I don't like styling. So I'm hoping some water hits this and it waves back up into a body wave. My stylist does such a good job on my hair, and I just destroy it after one day. But it was beautiful the first day it got done. But yeah, this some extra length that I was not going for. But hey, it's vacation time, so it's definitely giving vacation hair. Oh, so excited to see you guys. I'm surprised so many of you guys are in the live today. Hopefully you all have packed. I have not. I'm actually about to try to order some stuff on Amazon. So I'm such a last minute packer. I be waiting. But yeah, so we have talked a little bit about Virgin's changes because I know you guys wanted to ask me what I thought of them. And I will say the prices do seem to be not that different than what they previously were. So I will say that the gratuities are going to be separated out in the future. So that's something that you need to take into account. But as far as what I'm seeing on the website, not a huge difference. And that's what I had hoped for. And thank goodness that's what it is. So I think you're still good to book Virgin for any of them. I've actually seen some sailings that are like under $1,000, which I have not seen that since the first year Virgin started selling. So there's some good opportunities. You just have to kind of know where to grab them. I'm definitely happy to help you guys book any of those. So if you have a Virgin cruise in mind, or you know somebody, let me know. Please, please, please send them my way. Let's see what else is going on in the news right now. So we talked about MSC having a ship in Texas. We talked about Black Friday a little bit. Quite a few of you guys were really interested in getting on Wonder of the Seas after my Royal Caribbean series finished up. So we wrapped that up. I guess it was last month. It's been a minute since I've posted. So we wrapped up Wonder of the Seas. Overall, I really enjoyed the ship, but I will say Royal Caribbean is probably my least favorite cruise line. I know, I know y'all are gonna kill me for saying that, but out of all, I am a huge fan of Carnival. I really like MSC. Like I enjoyed MSC. I have not done like Princess Cruises yet. I haven't done like a Holland America or any of those yet. But it's just something about Royal Caribbean. Like the food is never great to me. Beautiful ships, they're big. Icon, I liked less than I liked Wonder of the Seas, but I just am not a Royal Caribbean girl. I don't know if it's just that there are so many families and it's just a different vibe than that adult only vibe. So yeah, but it was beautiful and I would go back on Wonder of the Seas in a heartbeat. But if you gave me a choice between like a Carnival and a Royal Caribbean, I'm choosing Carnival. I'm sorry. Let's see. Nicole said, just went on my first Disney cruise. It was amazing. Ooh, you know what? Disney has had some surprising sales in there. So Disney is one that I don't typically price because, you know, I'm an adult solo traveler. I don't usually have, you know, little ones with me. And I always wonder, what is Disney going to be like if I go like as an adult by myself? Will I look weird? So I don't normally look into Disney, but I did look like last month and they seem to even have some specials and good deals where you could get on solo for like $1,500 or $1,800, which is really good for Disney. Disney is known for being one of the most expensive cruise lines. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look at Disney. I'm glad that you put your stamp of approval on here, and I see DTL Travel is still here. I was hoping she was gone before I started talking about Disney, but she is still here. So she said working on getting Jen on Disney cruise. Yeah, my best friend is a Disney adult, and she did make me go to Disney World, and I enjoyed it. But I tell her every time I'm on live, somebody brings up Disney. And I thought that she was just wishing it on me and forcing it on me. So it's so funny, Nicole, that you brought up Disney. And she happens to still be here. Thanks, Big Wayne. See you. Got to go. All right. All right. Let's see. What else is going on? Oh, celebrity. Let's talk about celebrity. Now, I really like Celebrity Ship. I've been on the Celebrity Ascent, so I went on their preview sailing, and they're actually on their preview sailing for the Celebrity Excel. It just came out on the 8th, so 2 days ago. And as much as I love Celebrity, I have a gripe with them, and that is that they have solo cabins, but they tax you 200% as a solo traveler. And I do not feel that is right. Like, Celebrity is expensive enough. I don't feel like you need to tack on an additional fee for solo travelers. So they are not very solo friendly when it comes to pricing. I didn't find that their solo events were really good, but if I were like celebrating my birthday and just splurging out, I would go on Celebrity in a heartbeat. The food in the main dining room was so good. Ooh. And let me tell you, the buffet there, y'all know I don't like buffets, but the buffet on Celebrity is hitting. And if you go on a newer ship, they do like a seafood extravaganza on one of the days where they have like lobster tails, shrimp towers. I mean, it is like the works. Celebrity goes all the way out. The rooms are beautiful. I love that infinite veranda option where it's like you have a balcony, but you're more of it on the inside of your room. So check it out on my Instagram if you haven't seen it. I posted it, but favorite room type, I love Celebrity. I just hate the way they price and tax solo travelers. So they've had this new ship that has come out, so that's going to be pretty exciting. I'm hoping to see some content creators that are creating content on it. But from my understanding, it's similar to the ship I've been on, so I kind of would know what it looks like, but Celebrity is fun. And speaking of Celebrity, if you want to get on more of an economic sailing, I am hosting a group cruise with Sig Solo Cruiser and Carlene, who is See It With C. We are hosting a cruise next June. It's going to be June 21st 21st through 26th, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's the 22nd. Yeah, 21st through 26th, and it's going to be on Celebrity Reflection. And there are some amazing rates on it right now. I've been able to book some solo travelers under $1,000. So rates that you cannot beat. So if you're interested in going on Celebrity with me and a couple other solo travelers, be sure to check that out. You can email me. I will add my email to the description of this. I did forget to do that before the meeting, but yeah, join me on Celebrity. Celebrity is a good time. Beautiful shit. Just normally, especially the newer ships, you can't get a good rate. I went with my sister and I'm a Disney adult. Nicole, look, maybe I should have come with you and your sister. So that's promising that you all went as adults and had a good time. I know my friend, see, Dreams to Life Travel can't be trusted because she loves Disney. So I can't trust her to give me the real on what it's like. But I've heard that like the waiters kind of go around with you and that it's just a really luxury experience. And that's my big thing. I like a nice experience. And I'm learning that as a cruiser, like I think my stance has always been in quantity. Oh, sorry, y'all. I don't know why I froze for a second there. Hopefully I'm back. But I was saying, usually I would be a cruiser that would want to do quantity. And so I'm like, how many cruises can I get on? How many cheap cruises can I find? But I'm finding that now that I've cruised so much and just kind of where we are with the times, I'm feeling like I want to do more of the luxury experience. And I'm willing to save up to go on one amazing trip versus a lot of little trips. So that is probably what you guys are going to see from me going into the new year, is me going on better cruises and probably not cruising as often. Because one reason is with me being a travel agent now, I have to kind of be available for my clients, so I won't be traveling as much. But also, I just have gotten where I like nice, finer cruises. Like Wonder of the Seas was really nice. I got that for like $360 something. Which was an amazing deal, and it's a great ship. But I kind of wish I would have saved up and done one of the more, like, maybe been on the Celebrity Excel. So that'll probably be what you see from me, and that's why I'm willing to try Disney, is because I'm hearing that it is that luxury feel. See, now, wait a minute. Girl, ain't you supposed to be busy? I could have just called you if you were going to be on the live. I can't talk about Disney behind your back if you on the live. I'm gonna need you to log out. Victoria is victorious. Hi, girl. I don't think I've seen your name. Welcome in. I will be doing 2 solo Disney cruises in 2026. So I will provide you my opinion in a few months. Thank you. Please do. Please do. I love to hear other travelers' opinions, especially when it's your first time, because you can never get back your first time experience on a particular ship and you notice other things that you take for granted. And that's one of the things I really regret, like about Virgin now. I've done Virgin so many times that I can never get that first time feeling back. It's always a good time, but there's so many things that I miss or I take for granted or forget to even tell my travelers because I'm so used to it. So please do. I love to hear from other first timers that have been on cruises. Let me know what you think of Disney when you go. Hi, Haley. I want my first cruise to be luxury. I plan to go in the new year. Ooh, okay. Girl, look, cheers to New Year cruises. Yes, go on a luxury. So, the best I've been on is Celebrity when it comes to luxury. But like I said, you're going to pay the price if you do that. So, Celebrity is nice. I love Virgin for like that happy medium. You can catch some really good deals on there, but it still is more of the luxury feel. And they're the only adult-only cruise line. So, I like them for that. I have been watching Sig Solo Cruisers videos, and she did Explore Journeys, and I don't think you have as many people on there, but it looked like it was a really nice, like really luxury experience. So you might be looking at a base of like $5,000 for that cruise, but if you are like willing to save and, you know, go all the way with the luxury, that might be a good option too. Let me log out. My Disney adults represent so I can go. Bye, girl. The Destiny and the Fantasy. Oh, you know what? I do not even know the difference. I feel like I have seen the Dream in port before, in Nassau. I think it was next to me when I was on Carnival. And I was like, man, that ship looks nice. I kind of even made a joking video about it. It really made me feel like, am I like sitting in the toilet? Because that Disney ship looks good. So they have some really beautiful ships. And you cannot beat that cute little horn they have that plays when you wish upon a star. I think that's so adorable. So, yeah. Look, Dreams to Life can tell you about the difference between the Disney ships. I could not tell you. Marvin said, how about Celebrity? Yeah, so Marvin, I was talking about Celebrity earlier. I don't know if you just joined, but I love Celebrity, and I think that it's probably the best for luxury if you want to go on like a true luxury cruise and you want somewhere where the main dining room food is really good. The concept they had on the Celebrity Ascent was that they had like 4 main dining rooms, and each one had a different cuisine that was kind of like the theme of it. So there were meals that you could get across the board in all of them, but one was like Greek focused, one might have been like a I can't remember, but they were like different themes for each of the restaurants, and the food was good. I remember eating the best oxtail I have ever had in my life. Like I think I remember saying that was the best thing I have ever tasted. So they have really good food on board. Just the decor, they have this area called Eden, which is like this greenery. They have the real plants on board. So Celebrity is very beautiful, very luxury, and that infinite veranda room is nice. So even their bathroom is huge. And something I don't think I've talked about anywhere, and I need to talk about it a little bit more, was I really appreciated the fact that they had an outlet in the restroom. So I don't know if you guys noticed that on cruises, like as somebody who curls my hair and all of that, like usually you have to go out to the little table and do your hair and sit there at the like vanity, but they actually had a plug outlet in the restroom. So I found that to be something I could appreciate. You can hook your what are those things called, like your Roku or your Fire Stick to the TVs in the room. I was able to stream YouTube from my phone to the TV. So they have like some extra stuff that's just really, are really good add-ons. And I know y'all like, why are you watching TV on a cruise? Because I can. That's why. But I enjoy being able to do that. So Celebrity is really nice. Fit for Travel said, hey girl, hey, love your channel, very inspiring, can't wait to finally try Virgin, hope to meet you one day. Hey, Fit for Travel, nice to meet you. Look, I would love to help you get on a Virgin cruise. I have a couple of group cruises I'll be announcing for Virgin for next year, so hopefully everyone who missed this year, we can go next year. So I currently have one for LA out right now. So I am doing the Mermaidian. So the first sailing out of LA for Virgin Voyages. I'm really excited because Richard Branson has been on all of the Mermaidians. So they've celebrated every time this ship for Brilliant Lady moves around. So he was in New York. Then he was just in Miami, and they brought Khalees on, my milkshake Khalees. Yep. So had her performing. And then, they do something really special when it comes down to when they move these ships. So I'm excited to get on my first Mermaidian when the ship reaches LA. And that's going to be April 7th through 12th. And it sails out of the Long Beach port. So don't know a lot about California yet. So I have to figure out exactly where Long Beach is in reference to LA, but it's somewhere near LA. So would love to see you join if you can. Let's see, 300 said on Disney Wish, one of the funnels is actually a suite, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, what? I cannot imagine that whole funnel being a suite. Okay, now y'all gonna have me going to look up some Disney cruises. Because like when I tell you I've never even looked at a video of one, I know nothing about it. But I do need to get that one under my belt. Still doing the Friendsgiving cruise? Yeah, Haley, I am still doing it. I started the live talking about it. For this year, Friendsgiving is next week. We leave next Friday. Given the situation with the flights right now, you can imagine how I'm feeling and how my travelers are feeling, but we're gonna brace it. I'm just hoping for a miracle. I am hoping for a miracle. I've seen more things. I've seen more miracles happen. So I'm feeling like we're going to be okay. But yep, Friendsgiving for this year is next week. Next year we'll have Friendsgiving as well. And hopefully I can release those dates soon. It's just been so much going on that I have not been able to fully or feel comfortable fully releasing it, with the shutdowns and everything everyone has going on. But Friendsgiving for next year is happening, and it will be announced very soon. So, let's see. Okay, I think I'm caught up on comments today. So what else y'all got going on? I've been running my mouth. Hey, Simply Marvelous. Good to see you, girl. Is anybody doing any traveling for the holidays or going anywhere? Royal Affairs. Hey, I just thought about you all, and I was like, I wonder where they are. Our oldest daughter wants to do a Disney cruise. I'll be on the lookout for your thoughts. Okay, look, I don't know when I would squeeze in a Disney cruise, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell y'all like the direction the channel is about to go in. So the channel has to go like how I travel. So I'm on a budget. I am seriously like scraping. I want to talk about some things that I've been able to do within my life, because y'all know, like, I'm really out here doing this content thing. So when my funds are low, there are no travels. So so that's where we at. We ain't gonna be doing a lot of traveling, a lot of extra stuff, but I do like know how to kind of budget some things out. I've switched my phone provider and saved quite a bit of money. I've done some things with my like car insurance. So I want to talk about some of those things and some different ways that I actually save and plan for travel, because one of the things in that I have not done over the last 4 years. And by the way, y'all, I am celebrating 4 years of being a full-time entrepreneur and being on YouTube for 4 years. So the official date is January, was the last day I worked my job, but I consider this month of November to be kind of my celebration. So this year we're going to be pinching pennies and still having a good time. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips and some different things that I've been doing to get deals and budgeting. So that's going to be a lot of what we're talking about on the channel this year, because I really want to see more of you all travel. This year, I have been very, very blessed to have decided to be a travel agent and work with so many of you guys one-on-one. And I just love the fact that a lot of times people feel comfortable telling me like what their situation is. I'm not one of those agents that's trying to get the most money out of you. To be honest, I just want to see people travel. And like, that's legitimately what it is for me. So I want to help you to save on these deals. If we can find a cheaper way to do it that makes sense, then I want to help you with that. So that's going to be some of the things that we're talking about on the channel this year, is how you can still travel even in the times that we're in. I don't believe travel is going anywhere. People are always finding a way to travel. But we're just going to talk about some different ways we can do some reductions in other places to afford to. Life has been lifing. Oh, that is the truth there, I tell you. And thank you for the congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Balling on a budget, right? That's exactly what it is. So yeah, so we want to have the best experience. Like my take, like I was telling you guys, it's always been to do as many cruises as possible, because I was so focused on trying to be a content creator and learn these different cruise lines and provide the tips. But for me now, it's about having the best experiences. So we're going to learn how to do some luxury things for the cheap. That's going to be great to learn. Good. Yeah. Because I mean, it's just something I think that when it comes down to planning, anything you want to do, you just have to plan for it. Like, I'm always surprised. I'm still someone, when someone like wants to pay for their cruise like in full, I'm always shocked. And I'm like, how do you do that? Because look, I be making the payments too, y'all. I am not above Uplift or any of that other stuff. So I want to just be able to talk about how to responsibly travel and do things like that. So you guys gonna see some videos like that from me this year. I don't have any cruises outside of my 2 group cruises planned or booked. So I have one in April and one in June. I'm sure that will change. Y'all, I am such a last minute traveler. Like, and that's one of the things that I've been really fortunate with being on my own schedule, is I can go somewhere when I see a cruise deal at the last minute. Now, this flight situation has me thinking I'm not touching January, because they're saying that a lot of the things that are coming out of the shutdown, they're going to extend and re-sign and revisit in January. I'm not touching this time of year anymore. If it's any chance of a shutdown, I'm not touching it anymore, because this has been stressful. So yeah, but other than that, I don't know where I'm going next year, y'all. Rita said, first time on Virgin Cruise in January. Is it good to get the protection or the travel insurance? Rita, it is. So earlier on this live, I don't know if you were here, but I talked about how with travel insurance, you have to have it in place before the event occurs. So they're already saying that potentially we could have, you know, another shutdown in January when they have to vote on some more things with the budget and all of that. Yeah, when I tell you I never knew any of this stuff until this time like when I'm forced to learn it, I'm ashamed how little I knew about the politics and shutdown and how all this worked. But I've learned that they are going to do another vote in January and vote on the budget and all of that again. So definitely get your insurance as soon as possible. Every time, y'all, we just are in a time where you need to insure your travels. There are annual plans that you can get. So if you travel multiple times a year, I recommend getting an annual plan from like Allianz is a good one. If you're booking directly with Virgin Voyages, you can always add the voyage protection. It just has to be added before you pay your cruise off in full. So once you pay your cruise in full, it's too late to add the voyage protection. So just keep that in mind as a gauge. You'll always see it at the bottom of my emails if I don't remember to talk to you about it. But if you reach out to me, I try to tell you all the time, add the insurance. It's just too many looming things. And for me to just have been a travel agent 1 year, I have now seen this shutdown, the ramifications of that. We have had a crowd strike situation where the computers just went down. Like when I first started being a travel agent, I think that was like earlier last summer or something. So it's just too much going on. So add your insurance and protect your trip, because worst thing you can do is lose your money and not get to go on your trip. And it's great for injuries. And that's what I always thought about insurance for, was like, if I get hurt on a trip, I do not want to have to try to come up with the money to be helicoptered out, or, you know, for breaking a leg or any of that, or get left somewhere. So it's always good to have that in place. Great, Haley. I'm glad you're excited about the budget-friendly content. The annual plan, if I'm not mistaken, is like 300 and something. I know it's based on where you live and what coverage you want, but I feel like it starts at just 300, so it's not even really expensive. My annual plan with Allianz is 280 per year. Okay, thank you, M. Simmons 39. That was perfect timing. So yeah, 280. I mean, you can't beat that. I feel like if you get, because if you do voyage protection with Virgin Voyages, it's based on the cost of your room and of your specific trip. And so I know I've seen some that are more than 280. So I think that that would be a good option. Just make sure, and I'm not a licensed insurance professional, so I can't tell you exactly what's in each plan or really give you a lot of guidance, but I will say just make sure that you ask the questions of, you know, what happens in the event that I get injured? What happens, you know, if there is a government shutdown? You want to ask specific questions so that you know what is covered in there, because sometimes, you know, it could be one little tweak that you need to add on and something isn't, you know, covered for you. So just keep that in mind. Girl, I go on a cruise January 3rd to 11th on Celebration, praying this flight situation is okay. I hope so. I think the January situation is going to happen at the end of the month. So you might be okay January 3rd. I hope so. I hope so too. Like, I don't ever want to be in this situation again. Yeah, of course, Rita, you're welcome. Some credit card providers offer travel insurance. You just need to get all the details. Yes, thank you, Royal Affairs, for saying it. Yep, you can get insurance through your credit card. Sometimes your personal covers you. But I found that I was watching somebody's story. I can't remember who it was, and where were they? Were they in the Dominican Republic? And they did not even take like the insurance from here anyway. So another thing to keep in mind that I recently learned is a lot of these insurances, they have options where you will pay and they will reimburse you. So keep that in mind. If something happens to you and you don't have the right insurance plan in place, you're going to have to pay that bill up front, which could be thousands upon thousands, and then they're going to have to reimburse you. I don't know where this dog is coming from. I will be reaching out to you soon about insurance because my final payment is due next week. Okay, great. I thought you had a trip coming up. So yeah, we need to add your insurance on before you go. So yeah, I'm glad you were on so I could remember to tell you that. I don't think I've looked at everybody's final payment for next week. Because Virgin has you to pay your cruise off in full 120 days before you're sailing, which is not the standard for the cruise lines. A lot of times it's 90 or 60 days. So we're 4 months out, you know, before the next group goes out. So yeah, that's in advance. So yeah, we definitely got to get you added. All right, anybody else? Is anybody else going anywhere? Or are we all kind of sitting down? I did decide I'm going to stay here for Thanksgiving, so I'm not going home with my family for Thanksgiving, which I'm okay with, because usually I will go home Christmas, but Yeah, I'm gonna if I make it out of Miami on time. And honestly, it's funny. Like all of us in the group chat, we were talking about when my group cruise ending the day before Thanksgiving. It's just a nightmare. But I'm hoping this thing is lightening up. But all I gotta do is make it to Miami. If I don't make it home, whoop-de-doo. I gotta bring whoop-de-doo back for that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to do a video on that. If I don't get back home, whoop-de-doo. I just need to get on the cruise. Like, it is what it is when it comes to getting home. But I want to make it home too. But, y'all, the stress. But what else y'all got going on? Oh, it's 38 of y'all in here. Our younger kids are sad. We're not doing a cruise for Christmas. We chilling at home this year. Yeah, I feel like everybody is starting to penny pinching and planning. And that's one thing I will say when it comes down to, like, especially if you're going to do a cruise over the holidays, start early. Like, now is the time to start planning for your 2026 Christmas cruises. I know a lot of cruise lines have schedules out where you can book through 2027, which is insane to me as somebody who does everything last minute. Like, that's so crazy to me, but it makes a lot of sense because it gives you time to make those payments and stretch it out because, of course, cruise lines, like everything else, they're going to hike those prices up when it comes down to the times that everybody wants to travel. So supply and demand, which is why I always tell you guys, if you have to travel in the summer, like between June to early August, go ahead and book those early. You're going to spend more money to fly. You're going to spend more money on the cruises. It's going to be more expensive. If you want to go during the holidays, Thanksgiving, for some reason, nobody has caught on to like hiking the price up for Thanksgiving. So Friendsgiving is usually relatively decently priced. But once you get into Christmas, New Year's especially, a New Year's Virgin cruise is like $4,500, $5,000. Because I wanted to go New Year's. That's how I know off the top of my head. So if you want to do those type of cruises and be on during the holidays, I think that's an amazing tradition to start. You don't have to do the cooking. You wake up at sea. I think it would be absolutely amazing to do. I've never cruised Christmas, but I would love to. But if you want to do that, plan early. Start now. For next year, start now for 2027. Hey, Liam. What's up? That's me if I get stuck in Miami, whoop-de-doo. I know that's right. Like, we all gonna have to grab a last-minute room and be rooming together in Miami because I was like, this is out of hand. How often do you go on vacation that's not a cruise? Never. I'm thinking about that. It's very rare. When was the last time I went on vacation that wasn't a cruise? Maybe, well, technically it was a cruise. I went to New York a couple months ago to see Brilliant Lady. We didn't sail anywhere, but I never travel if it's not a cruise. That is so bad. You just pointed out something. I gotta get a life. All I do is work. Hey, Ami. Next year will be more cruises instead of flights to reduce the hassle. Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about cruises. And I would say that for me as a solo traveler, I am really hesitant when it comes to like the Ubers and navigating, getting in and out of cars. So that's one of the reasons why I choose cruising over every other option. I was telling a potential client this the other day when we were talking about like, should you do Greece on a cruise or just, you know, book the different hotels and island hop? I know that you can't get a full feel for the different islands, but the fact that Virgin has a cruise that stays in port so late, like we were looking for Santorini, you get there at 8 in the morning and you leave at 8 in the evening. That is sufficient for me to know that I'm going to get back on the ship, have my room there. I'm not navigating hotels and holds and swiping my card back and forth. And the next day I'm going to wake up on another island in Greece. Like, I love that concept. So I always choose cruising over anything because as someone who hasn't been a lot of places, I don't really know my travel style. And I would hate to spend a lot of money going somewhere and dislike it and just be like, well, that was a wasted vacation. This way I get to go and test places out and get a feel for them. So earlier this year, I went to St. Lucia and I loved St. Lucia. And I'm so eager to get back. That will probably be the next place I go if I have a choice internationally and fly. So I think cruising is a good way to get a sample of multiple places and get a feel for them and then make a decision on, you know, if you want to go back and do land-based there. Hey, Arlene, Memphis girl in the chat. What's up, girl? Did I miss Friendsgiving 2026 announcement? No, you didn't miss it. I did not announce it yet. So I was holding off because of everything going on, trying to let things die down a little bit. So hopefully soon I'll go ahead and announce it because everything is ready to go. Uh I don't know why they hid your message, Michelle. I guess they thought it was something wrong. You said we're gonna pile up in rooms together and hang out if we get stuck in Miami. Hey Latoya, girl, where you been at? I feel like where did I see you? Maybe you were on Instagram. I have not seen you in a minute. Girl, you ain't missed nothing. Me just yapping, running my mouth as usual. I thought one of them stayed overnight. Yeah, so they do stay overnight in Mykonos for the Greek cruise. So yeah, look, thank you for getting me back on track. So yeah, that's why I like doing Virgin Voyages for that Greek island glow. They stay overnight in Mykonos. And they even have an excursion where a guide will take you club hopping. So you don't have to worry about like wondering if somebody did something to your drink. Well, you still need to watch your drink, but you know, if you go out by yourself, you just kind of feel like you're a target, especially if you're in a new place. But that's why I love that, because you're going to have a guide that's going to be with you and a group of people that are from the ship with you. So I did Greece solo, and y'all, that was the only time I have like flown somewhere internationally, and I was terrified. If you go back and watch my videos, I was so terrified, but it worked out so well doing the cruise that way. And now, like, I would be eager to do an international trip. Let's see. Hey, Bettina said, have you ever thought about the transatlantic cruise? I have. I am just curious to know if I can sit that long on a ship. So I started off this year in January doing a back-to-back. So that was my first time like staying on one ship back-to-back. And I did that for 9 days because I want to try to work my way up to doing a transatlantic, because if I did it, it's gonna either have to be with Virgin or Carnival, which I said probably Virgin over all of them, just because everything is included there, and I like the room enough to stay in, and they have good movies, because I know it's gonna be some days that I don't come out that cabin. So I'm definitely gonna need a good room, but I would absolutely do a transatlantic. I just have to work my way up there to 14 days, because that's a long time. And I've heard those waters are kind of rough when you cross over. You've been in a cave working. Look, I don't blame you, girl. Haven't we all? I feel like this whole year has just been like that. Is the spa good on Virgin Voyages, or is it more cost friendly to get the massage in the ports? Yeah, you would the spa is, so they have two options. So you can get a thermal spa pass, and that is just going to be for 3 hours for you to go to like the different saunas and to sit in the whirlpool and the hot tub and all that. I like to do that if you do it early in the morning or in the evening, because in the middle of the day it's going to be more crowded and I don't feel like it's as relaxing. But if you want to get a massage, I would say do it in port, because the massages on the ship start at like $200. So they're pretty pricey. There's some of them that are like 3 something. I've never gotten a massage on the ship for that reason. I think it would be a beautiful thing to do, like being able to look out the window and see that, but I'm not willing to spend that kind of money. So I would say do it in port. And I actually just heard that you can get massages out at Bimini. I gotta verify that when I go next week, so that's one of the things I'm gonna check. But if that's possible, that would be a great option. I don't know the details, but I'm gonna look into it. And me, I feel the same. Yeah. The snooze queen. I know you won't crack the crowd. You know what? You know what? I'm so tired of y'all talking about my naps. I am so tired of y'all talking about how I be sleeping on these cruises. But look, let me tell you. So I hear everything in my house for some reason. And I don't know if y'all just saw how distracted I got when that dog barked. I have really good hearing. So when something happens through the night, I hear. So I rarely sleep really well, like when I'm here. But when I get on a ship and I know that nobody's coming in my cabin because I got my do not disturb sign on, that's usually the only time I get sleep. And like, I know it happened June, and I was so mad at myself because when I went on my group cruise in June, I planned to hang out the whole time, and I did not do anything but sleep, because right before that, it was like maybe 2 weeks where I just wasn't really sleeping through the night. And I'm one of those people where if I go to bed and I wake up early, like I accidentally wake up at 2 in the morning, I'm gonna scroll over, get on TikTok. And when I go back to sleep at 6 in the morning, it's gonna feel like I didn't get any sleep through the night because it was interrupted. So I don't sleep really well at home, so that's why when I get on the ship, I'm usually knocked out. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better. And I plan to party hard Friendsgiving because it's been one of them years. So, um, but yeah, I think it's so funny. Y'all know I be sleeping. I hear everything in my apartment too. However, I sleep hard everywhere else. That's what I'm saying. People are so shocked. Like, I can sleep on a plane. Maybe not right now, I can't. But usually I can sleep on a plane. I'm like one of those people, I can sleep anywhere. Like when I go to my parents' house, I be knocked out. But it's something about me being here where I just do not sleep well. But that rocking of the ship, oh, that's some good sleep. That's why I do not mind getting an interior room either. I'll get one of those solo insiders in a heartbeat. And those Virgin rooms have TVs with like a good selection of movies on the little tablet. Yeah, I'd be chilling. But yeah, I would definitely do that on transatlantic. All right, what else y'all got? I appreciate 42 of y'all tapped in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up if you have not. We just chatting about everything and nothing, about Friendsgiving, about Virgin Voyages. I will say, as far as my list of cruises, I was telling you all I want to be more budget conscious next year. So the cruises I do want to do, I am going to get on Norwegian at some point next year. I've just found out Norwegian has a whole nother brand new ship coming out. They just came out with the Norwegian Aqua in April, I think, March or April of this year. They have another ship coming out next April. This is getting out of hand with the new ships, but it's called the Norwegian Luna, I think. So I'm hoping I can get on one of Norwegian's ships just so I can see what the solo cabin is like. Because I know they're supposed to be really good for solo travelers. I just have not seen anybody tell me anything exciting about Norwegian that has me really anxious to do it. They were talking about the, I guess they have bumper cars and some kind of roller coaster slide or something. So, you know, we'll just have to see. Thank you, Gideon. Greetings. So, yeah, so we'll have to see what Norwegian is about. I haven't heard that the food is great. I haven't heard, like, that the entertainment really stands out. I really wish I had something that would make me really excited about Norwegian. I just have not found that thing yet. If you and a friend were cruising, would you do a cabin together or separate? So I am the queen of I need my own cabin, but I have shared a cabin with my sister multiple times. So I don't think and my best friend. Yeah, my best friend Dreams to Life that was in here. We shared a cabin once. My sister shared a cabin with me, but if it's up to me, I would do my own cabin. But I know that's not always the most cost efficient thing to do. So it just depends. But I honestly think with the way I am and the way I travel, like one thing, so y'all see me sleep all the time, and maybe you've noticed, maybe you haven't, but I wake up really, really early. So I am an early riser. I want to get up, watch the sunrise, go out on the balcony. So I'm moving around, making noise. Nobody wants to room with me. It's not just that I don't want to room with other people. People wouldn't want to room with me because that is just me. I get up early. So, I always find it to be better to have my own space. We don't live here and I talk a lot, but otherwise I be need my own time to unwind and sit in silence. So if you're somebody who is like gonna talk to me all night, that's gonna be a problem because I'm gonna be tired. So just my personality, I feel like I do really well with my own room. I thought that I hated cruising with people. But then I started hosting these group trips and I started traveling with some of my friends that had their own room. And I was like, you know what? I like traveling with y'all. I just have to have my own space to decompress. So as long as I have that, yeah, it's good. Hey, Mickey's Adventures. Welcome in. Good to see you. Hey, Chantel. Woo chow. This too early. That's what I said. I already know. Like, I know I'm the problem. Like, because I'm telling you, I will get up at 5 in a heartbeat and be up and at it. I would like my own space, please. But, okay, sis, maybe. I want to get my own room, actually. That's how I feel. That is how I feel. We had such a good time just kind of like cracking jokes. I do feel like you have a different experience. Like, as long as it's the right person you're rooming with, I feel like it's a totally different experience, because I feel like me and my sister did get close there, like crack jokes through the night about all kinds of stuff. But when I needed my alone time, I know how she is. She needs her time to be quiet too. Like, I will talk her ear off. So she's like, look, you gotta stop talking. So as long as we have that little separation in time, we get it. Hey Karen. Karen said Norwegian is great. Sailed with them 3 times. We went to Mexican Riviera in Alaska. They have good food and good shows. Okay, all right. Well, that's good to hear. So I may have to give Norwegian a try. I have not tried any of their ships yet. I was trying to think, was there something? They had some really good deals on Alaska, like towards the end of the year, like the end of the Alaska season, which was like September. And I was this close to hopping on one of those, but didn't do it. But I mean, I'm always down for it. Any day at sea just isn't, it's a good day to me as long as I can be on the ocean. So I'm sure I'll find something. I'm more like you, separate is the way to go. Yes to the separate rooms. You know what? When I started doing these videos, it shocked me that so many people didn't know that you could book a room by yourself. And I think now solo travel is, we kind of know how it goes with cruising now. But at first, it was such a big thing when I was saying, like, I had my own room. People thought you literally could not do it. And I was like, all you have to do is change the guest to one. It may cost you more. I believe it's worth the cost, though, when it comes down to it. I'm the same way, an early riser. That's why I like to have a solo room. I know that's right. Hey, Shay. Good to see you, girl. Better to keep the friendship and book separate cabins. Look, I tell you, there was my second cruise I did. I went with a group of girls, and we had one person who had a little bit too much to drink, and she was like, she got a little crazy in the room, but she was just kind of, just nothing bad, but she was just loud and obnoxious. And y'all, that friendship did not survive the trip. It was multiple things going on, but for me, I was like, yeah, this ain't happening no more. So I really thought maybe I didn't like cruising. So I had only been on 2 cruises before I started doing content creation and solo cruising. The first one was a vacation, and that didn't go well. And the second one was the friend trip. And I thought it was me for a minute. Like, for a minute, I was like, man, maybe I'm just not good at traveling with people. So that's why I decided to try solo travel, and I'm in love with it, and I'm in love with the people I travel with now. Like, I like my groups. I love traveling with my groups. We all have our own rooms. That's probably why I love it so much. So, hey Nicole, good to see you, girl. Nicole just got back off I can't remember, one of them Carnival ships. She took some great content, so be sure to check her out on Instagram, because she's been sharing some great content about her Carnival cruise. Let's see. Gideon said, how could I become a travel agent? I'm always planning trips for me and my friends, including details. How would I get into it? Okay, great question. So I actually did a live on this a couple of weeks ago, but just to kind of give you a quick synopsis of how you do it, you just need to go to hostagencyreviews.com and find what's called a travel agency host agency. And what that's going to do is that's going to be like a company that you go under that gives you access to booking travel with all of the different vendors. And when we say vendors, we're talking about like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Celebrity. They all have their own platforms and their own kind of relationship with your host agency. So once you go through whatever those qualifications are to be a part of that host agency, which is usually just paying maybe a down payment in your monthly fees, or that includes taking tests sometimes. Sometimes they have you do things to learn about like their processes and legal and just things that you have to do to be a travel agent. Once you're done with that, they give you the credentials and access to start booking, your trips with different vendors. So it's really easy to get started. I always tell people, if that's something that you want to do, be sure to start with a couple of vendors in the beginning, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. And at least my perspective was, I was always like, I only want to book things that I actually do and I enjoy and I can speak on. Because I don't want to do a lot of research or be responsible when a client goes somewhere and it's not, up to par or great experience. I know I have a little bit of a lavish taste on a champagne taste on a beer budget. So I know how to spot out good places, and so I share things that I've previously done. But Once you get those credentials and become a part of that host agency, it's pretty seamless after that. And you can go in and begin to book, and you earn commission on every travel event that you book, through that agency. Now they will have a split, which will be, it could be 80-20, where they get 20% of whatever your commission is and you get 80% of it. It could be 70-30, it just depends. But you get that money as soon as your client returns back from their trip. So really easy to do. I highly recommend it if you're someone that's good at customer service. I would say if you're just booking a couple of trips, may not be worth it, because you do have to pay a fee each month in order to be a travel agent. So just keep that in mind. But definitely check out the live I did. It's on my channel because I answered a lot of questions that I received about doing it. So, but yeah, thanks for asking. Mickey's Adventure said Norwegian did not work for me and hubby because of their lifestyle. I heard they were making changes for dining. We could never make it to dinner at a decent hour because hubby wanted more time. I don't think I've ever heard anything about the dining process or issues with Norwegian. So that's interesting. Yeah, tell me a little bit more about what you mean about the timing. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna close this window too. Were they saying like you had to, do they not have like an anytime dining? Is that what you mean, where you had to go at a specific time, and if you didn't, you missed it? Carnival Magic, that's right, Nicole, that's what you own, the Magic. And I have not sailed Magic yet. Karen said, I love sailing solo. Went to Canada with my two besties. We each had our own cabins. It was the best trip with my girls. Oh, I love that. I want to go to Canada so bad. Wait, did you do Canada with Virgin? Did you just do the one from New York? I feel like your name looks familiar. I'm wondering, did I book a trip for you? I don't know. Agree with you. Yep. Got you. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, Nicole, I am ready for Friendsgiving. Just hoping everything straightens out with these flights by then. Otherwise, I'm gonna be on edge. I have to set. Oh, you have to set the times for dinner. Oh, yeah, that sucks. I did not know that. So thanks for telling me that. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if I had to set times for dinner, that would be a problem, because I don't know anything about Norwegian schedule. So I guess that's something good to look out for. But I know their spa was really pretty. So that's the thing that makes me really want to go on their ship. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check them out. But yeah, Friendsgiving is next week. Starts next Friday. I am going to be heading out Thursday, trying to get to Miami. I purchased a flight flying into Miami and a flight flying into Fort Lauderdale. So hopefully one of those two work out, because if they don't, my backup plan is the Greyhound. I did not want to take the Greyhound for 14 hours. I was like, you realize that you're getting older, and I don't know, maybe this is just me, but I'm 36, and I've been thinking about like things that were 20 years ago. Like they were talking about 106 in Park when AJ made the announcement. It was 20 years ago that when AJ and Free were leaving, and I was like, how was that 20 years ago? I honestly don't know where the last 20 years went, because it just feels like it was just yesterday. So when I think about things, like I can sit in a car and I'm like, oh, I could drive. Like I've driven a 10-hour car ride before, and I'm like, no, you did that when you were in your 20s. 36 Jennifer can't sit in no car like that. The way these knees be popping and bending, I can't sit on no mega bus for hours to go anywhere. I'm not gonna do it. Do I have to go to the restroom? No, I cannot sit on a bus like that. So I'm really hoping this flight situation works out. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but Spirit has been the most reliable coming out of Atlanta. They've had less flights canceled than anybody. I'm just saying. Thanks, Mickey, for telling everybody to hit that thumbs up. Oh, wow, 2 flights. Is that the recommendation from airlines? No, Nicole, that's not their recommendation. That's just what I'm doing to make sure I get there. Because I think the worst thing that could happen is I don't make it to my own group trip. So that's just me trying my best to figure out how to get there. So I had booked flying into Miami because it's right by the cruise port. But usually it's cheaper for me to book into Fort Lauderdale. But I personally just decided to book 2 flights because I'm just trying to make sure I get there. So, one more question. Are you still team carry-on or team chicken? I ain't never been no team carry-on. The way I pack, Girl, no. I'm still checking in now. With me flying Spirit this time, it's going to take a miracle. I don't know what I'm doing. That's probably why I haven't packed anything yet, because the thought of trying to squeeze everything into just a carry-on is just blowing me. And I'm actually going to try to do it in a personal item, which is insane. But yeah, I have to check a bag. So I might as well go ahead and add that on. Baby, I used to be a night driver, but the way my eyes are set up, Latoya, that's the other thing I thought about. I was like, man, do I have astigmatism? Because I'm never even out at night driving. Like, when I tell y'all, my life is so boring and basic when I'm here in Atlanta. I don't go out. Like, I'm either at home or on a cruise. Like, that's literally my life. And so I was like, I don't even know if I can see well at night. I had talked myself out of thinking that I could even drive at night. So there was an event that came up, and I was like, I can't go to that because it's at night. How am I going to see? And then I thought about it, and I was like, well, there's technically nothing wrong with my vision. I just know I don't think I can see. So yeah, think about driving at night with the vision, being bottled up in a little car on a bus. Let's see here. Have fun during Friendsgiving. Looking forward to your vlogs. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you. Send some well wishes and prayers my way. I need them. I was just traveling a few days ago, and I'm like, why the heck does this flight feel like it's taking forever? Oh, yeah. The flights can feel long, but I will say, I like Atlanta to Miami is like, I feel like that's going next door. And I'm really upset about the way things are shaking out, because they had $25 flights going from Atlanta to Miami on Spirit. And I've done a day trip to Florida before, where I just, woke up one morning, went out, sat on the beach, had breakfast, had a drink, and then went back to the airport and flew home that evening. And I was getting ready to make a video recommending people to do that. And then when everything started happening with the cancellations and they reduced the airspace, I was like, yeah, let me not tell anybody to do that, because I would hate for somebody to get stuck. So, yeah. Oh, y'all, I have been on here over an hour. Okay, well, I hope we are all caught up for November. Of course, I'm going to talk to you guys about Friendsgiving. Hopefully, I can get a couple people who are on the trip to jump in and say some stuff, because I want to do a good job of getting some other people's perspectives, because y'all have heard enough from me about Virgin. But I want you guys to hear from some other first-time travelers and some other people that are experiencing Virgin for the first time, just to decide if it's a good fit for you and to hear what it's like to solo travel. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Silas. I appreciate it. Yeah, I love doing these lives with you guys. Now, I used to like literally sweat under my arms doing lives, because that's how nervous I would get. But it's finally becoming second nature. So, but yeah, I will see you guys back after Friendsgiving. Look for the announcement for Friendsgiving 2026 coming any day now. Hopefully you guys catch it. If not, I'm gonna find a way to email everybody so you'll know about Friendsgiving for next year. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Karen. Ah, my first super chat. Well, this is my second super chat. I don't usually get them. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate it. All right, I'll see you guys back. Bye.